A House divided, the Equality Act and transgender rights. The U.S. House of Representatives found itself at the heart of a storm recently. The Equality Act, a bill aiming to outlaw discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity, had ignited passions on both sides of the aisle. For supporters, it was a long overdue step towards equality. For opponents, it was a threat to traditional values. At the center of this maelstrom were two representatives, Gerald Connolly, a Democrat from Virginia, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, a Republican from Georgia. Connolly, a staunch advocate for LGBTQ+ rights, saw the Equality Act as a moral imperative. Greene, on the other hand, had made headlines for her controversial views, including opposition to transgender rights. The stage was set for a clash of ideologies. The Equality Act, a seemingly straightforward piece of legislation, had become a lightning rod for the deep divisions within American society. On one side, the fight for equality and inclusion. On the other, resistance to change and the preservation of traditional beliefs. This was not just about a bill, it was about the very soul of America. Flags and signs, a confrontation ignites. The tension between these opposing viewpoints came to a head in a hallway of the House of Representatives. Representative Marie Newman, a Democrat from Illinois, had placed a transgender flag outside her office. Newman's decision was deeply personal. Her daughter is transgender. The flag was a symbol of support for her child and the entire transgender community. Across the hall, Marjorie Taylor Greene responded with a sign of her own. It read, "There are two genders, male and female. Trust the science." The message was clear. Greene rejected the very notion of transgender identity. Her sign was a direct challenge to Newman and her daughter. The hallway became a battleground of symbols, each representing diametrically opposed views on gender identity. The transgender flag, a beacon of hope and acceptance. Greene's sign, a stark reminder of the prejudice and discrimination still faced by transgender individuals. The air crackled with tension. This was no longer a polite disagreement, it was a deeply personal and emotional confrontation. Connolly's defense standing up against hate. Gerald Connolly was not about to let Greene's actions stand unchallenged. He witnessed the hurt and anger that Greene's sign had caused, particularly to Marie Newman. Connolly, a man known for his quick wit and even quicker tongue, confronted Greene. He called out her behavior for what it was, a hateful attack on a vulnerable community. The confrontation was heated, voices were raised, but Connolly stood his ground. He defended Newman and her daughter. He spoke out against bigotry and intolerance. In that moment, Connolly became a voice for the voiceless. He reminded everyone that words have power, and that silence in the face of hatred is complicity. Connolly's actions resonated far beyond the halls of Congress. They sent a message to transgender people across America: you are not alone. We see you, we hear you, we stand with you. The bigger picture: transgender rights in the balance. The confrontation between Connolly and Greene was not an isolated incident. It was a microcosm of the larger debate raging across America and indeed the world. Transgender rights have become a flashpoint in the culture wars. On one side, those who believe that transgender people deserve the same rights and dignity as everyone else. On the other, those who see transgender identity as a threat to traditional values. The stakes are high. For transgender individuals, it is about their right to exist, to be who they are without fear of discrimination or violence. For society as a whole, it is about whether we will embrace inclusivity and compassion, or whether we will allow prejudice and fear to guide our actions. The debate is far from over. But one thing is clear: the fight for transgender rights is a fight for human rights. It is a fight for a world where everyone is free to live their truth regardless of their gender identity. It is a fight that we must all be willing to join. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. See you again with another informative video. Also, share your thoughts in the comments section. Your feedback will help improve future videos.